LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Boxing and MMA Show live. Chris Eubank Sr., God almighty, boy, what is it about these dudes with these bald heads? God almighty. Somebody must have rubbed that joker, and I don't know, maybe he started acting like he was a crystal ball. So Chris Eubank Sr. comes out with an article, and he says that if anybody can cross over to MMA, it's his son, Chris Eubank Jr. Okay, now listen, I want y'all just listen to how ridiculous this sounds. So Chris Eubank Sr. says, yeah, I had my son, take jiu-jitsu classes because of my name. I figured he would get in fights at school. But this was when he was 9. And then he says, yeah, and I can see him making a crossover and going to go knock out guys like Conor McGregor. Boy, I tell you. Where am I going to start with this one? This is too easy. I'm going to monetize this one. Okay, this is too easy. Okay, so I disagree with Conor McGregor on a lot of things, and I agree with him on some things. One thing that I agree with Conor McGregor on, when you step into the octagon, it's a whole nother animal when you're in that octagon. It's completely different than being in a ring. It's completely different than being in Grapple Quest. It's completely different. Totally different. Chris Eubank Sr. done bumped his head. Let me tell you something. It is very rare. It is extremely rare that an athlete, they can just take up MMA and be successful even within the first 2 years after they do it. Now, you got fighters like Marion Renault, who they were just freak of nature athletes. They were just good. And so for them to catch on to everything, they're quick studies. Like, they can catch on and do things. And see, Marion, was like, I think she was 32 when she first, really started. And she had her first few bouts, a couple of years after that, and she was very successful. But she's a rare example of that mega athlete that can just do anything. Like, they can do it all. And they catch on in their quick studies. You got Francis Ngannou, who, just 3 years ago, he didn't even know what MMA was. He didn't. He said it. And, now he went in there and just knocked out Orlovsky. Okay? Like, he went in there and knocked this dude out, this veteran, this journeyman. Went in there and knocked him out. I mean, put him to sleep. Well, he didn't put him to sleep, but he hurt the dude bad. And they stopped the fight. Okay? I'm just saying. But those are rare examples. Okay, now you get a guy, Conor McGregor. Okay, you get him in there. And even an average person, an average grappler, to a person that don't know any grappling, Conor McGregor can go in there and not throw a kick or a punch, and he would go and beat the hell out of those people. Conor wouldn't even have to throw a kick or a punch. I mean, just because, and I disagree with Floyd, say, well, yeah, but Conor McGregor, he's most of his fights in the octagon, they've ended in stand-up. Okay, that's true. But does that mean Conor McGregor can't grapple? No. That's not what that means. He actually is a fairly decent grappler. He's actually decent. He's not that bad. But the problem is, though, he don't put it on display like that. But could he go in there against a boxer with little to no grappling skills and beat them? Yeah. And he beat him easily. Again, he would never have to even throw a punch. He would just grapple him and take him to the ground. Yeah, he's fast enough. I mean, Conor's 27, 28. He's fast enough to do it. So now, you got Chris Eubank Sr. gassing his son head up. Gassing that big water buffalo head, gassing it up. And I know, hey, I'm pretty sure, man. I think you can go in there, and I think you go and beat the hell out of Conor McGregor. I mean, can you imagine that conversation? He asked his son, yeah, you like that? Yeah, I kind of like that stuff. I'm sure you do. I'm quite frankly, I'm sure you love it. But see, loving it and doing it is two different things. I think Conor McGregor would probably go in there and knock out the average boxer in the octagon. I think he would. Because a boxer don't have those kind of ground skills. Now, could a boxer get lucky and land a shot on McGregor? Yeah, but I don't think McGregor would be that stupid to know that, he's at a disadvantage with stand-up. I don't think he'd be that dumb to try to go in. I think he would throw a lot of low leg kicks because boxers ain't used to that. He would throw a lot of kicks to the body because boxers ain't used to seeing legs coming at their bodies. And it's like, okay, even CM Punk actually is a good athlete. He's a great athlete. I mean, to do some of the stuff he did in the WWE, I mean, see, athletes, you can train them to do other things. See, that's not the thing, but they have to have time. I mean, you got fighters, they've been doing MMA for years. And you know what? They didn't even start out doing they started out doing just one part of MMA for years before they even went to the next part of it. Like, some people grappled for years and years and years before they even learned how to strike. And some people learn how to strike before they even learn how to grapple. I mean, it's just, and it's an ongoing thing. And with MMA, you're always learning. You're always getting better. And you have to evolve as a fighter. You don't have to do that in boxing. You just got to understand how to throw punches and how to place them, which that does require a skill set. But MMA, there's a lot more that you have to do. You got to watch out for a lot of different things. Now, it's the same scenario. Because if an MMA fighter steps into a boxing ring, more than likely he's going to get his ass whooped. Folks, that's just how it is. But, you know, Eubank Sr. saying it as if, okay, well, my son can cross over because, you know, of the jiu-jitsu that he, you know, learned that when he was 9, 10, and 11. And you don't forget stuff when you was a kid. Ain't Chris Eubank like 28 now? That was like 19 years ago. Are you serious? This dude over there smoking man, this dude done smoked a pound of hash. This dude done, look, man, he done smoked some coke. He done something. Eubank Sr. done snorted some coke, because I'm going to tell y'all, this is foolishness. You put your son in there even after a year, he going to get knocked out or get beat up or get submitted. You put your son in there even 2 years, he going to get knocked out, beat up, or submitted. You put him in there even 3 years, may not even be enough time, you know, for, you know, his son to even learn all the other nuances, submissions, how to defend submissions. I mean, you know, how to defend takedowns, how to do takedowns, how to do takedowns at different angles, how to place jabs in MMA, because, you know, it's different in MMA than it is in boxing. People don't even know that. Okay? Where to throw leg kicks, how to throw them, how to throw a leg kick so you don't break your leg, how to check a leg kick. Okay? I mean, there are a lot of different things. There are a lot of different things that people, you just don't pick up on. But, you know, and it's some more ignorant stuff, man. If his son really wanted to cross over, and Eubank Jr. said, well, I don't really have a desire to do that at this time, but if I did, that's just his daddy, his dumb daddy trying to gas up his head to say that he can do it. That's what it is. I mean, what is wrong with this dude? What is wrong? You know, and I congratulate Eubank Sr. for a lot of stuff that he's done. You know, when, I guess, who was Eubank Jr.'s fighting, God, who was he fighting? Was it Blackwell? And they wouldn't stop the fight, and Eubank was telling his son, look, hit him in the body, man, because this dude finna get hurt. You know, now, I respect Eubank Sr. for that. I do, and I can't knock him, and I still think that this man is a class act when it comes to that kind of stuff. But don't gas your son head up, man, because somebody might break his arm, somebody might break his legs. I mean, somebody might get in there and choke him out, okay? Somebody could put him in a coma, he step in the octagon. Now, does Chris Eubank Jr., does he has the physicality? Yeah, he does. But he's going to need 5 to 6 years of training to really, you know, be anywhere near ready to step into the octagon against an elite level fighter. That's just how it is. But this is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. What are you waiting on? Subscribe. I'm done.